Good morning and welcome to Cosmic Compass Conversations. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for joining. I'm so happy to see so many of you. And we are going to jump in with some breathing and some cards, and then we are going to move right into some astrology. This will be a shorter than normal call. We have two more cosmic compasses before I leave for the UK to do workshops and retreats and sessions. We have phenomenal guests coming, but I did want to reserve today to talk to you a little bit about what's happening astrologically, because I know that's why you're here. The cosmic compass, after all. All right, let's just start with some breathing. Take a moment, really feel where your body is. And again, if you are driving, do not close your eyes or doing anything. You can just take your awareness inwards. You don't have to close your eyes. And again, just be in your body, take a breath, and notice how you feel in your body in this moment. If it's comfortable for you to drop those roots down right away, that's what I need to do. There's so much energy that I'm needing to really ground. So dropping those roots down, honoring the land where each of us are, honoring the earth. And from this place, we'll be breathing. And so you're welcome to join me, breathing in up through the soles of the feet, feeling the earth's energy, expanding the belly as you breathe. And exhaling. Feeling that earth's energy, that support, and breathing that in up through the soles of the feet, feeling that energy of the earth really infusing you with everything you need right now. So again, expanding your belly and exhaling when you're ready. Breathing in again, feeling the support of the earth and really deeply connecting. Breathing that energy in up through the soles of the feet, allowing the earth to give you what you need today, expanding your belly with your breath and exhaling. Letting everything go. One more belly breath. On the exhale, relaxing your jaw and your shoulders and your hips, and just really finding your way here in this moment right now. All right. And when you're ready, you can come back. As always, I could just stay there for an hour. That would be fun to have that time. All right. So I'm going to pull from the Light Seers Tarot. I have yet to feel called to pull from something else. So we're going to stick with this for now. That card fell out. So that's the first card. And again, just going to have you work with the cards. We get this card a lot. And so here is the King of Swords. And one of the things I love about her deck is the rich imagery, right? There's so many images here, so many things to focus on. That, for me, that symbolism is what gives a richness to the tarot. I was talking about in the last hour in the Cosmic Circle, I was talking about how do we work with cards? We put ourselves into them, we listen. I like to journal with them. With all of the symbolism in here, with all of the creatures in here, it would be easy to journal for quite a while just on one card. And just really noticing, what do you feel? What do you see? What is here for you? And again, this is one card out of the three that we're going to have. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. I'm just looking at the chat there. So if a raven flies into your yard, make sure you make note of that. Any messages, and again, we'll get into this and why with the astrology for the week, but messages coming through you, for you, from you. But this card is very, very rich. And you don't need to know. Don't need to know what the King of Swords means. You can later look it up. But what's more important is to really understand that this card, this energy is here to support us in deepening into the richness of our own intuitive voices, right? And now, wow, another owl. Yeah, see these owls, they're very important, obviously, right? They show up as important in almost every culture, right? Our second card for today, we have recently, this deck has been used many times since we last used it, just so you know. So I did mix it up. The Seven of Cups. Now, this is a really interesting card. There are some very interesting things going on in this card that I find fascinating. Images that I think are very unusual. And they all have a meaning of some kind, right? So the important thing is to look, and I'll kind of hold this up. I see sometimes because it's bigger on my screen, I'll see things I don't normally see with just my glasses when I look at it. So again, what do you see? I know, right? What do you see? What do you feel? I'm just noticing little similarities there. What do you notice? How is this speaking to you? Yeah, right. What are these symbols saying for you personally? Now, these, again, and again, do what is right for you. What do these seem to be? I haven't even put the person in yet. What's happening there? Right? Exactly. There is a lot going on here. So I'm loving all of these comments in the chat, decisions. What do the creatures represent, right? There's a lot going on there. I'll come back to these as a whole in a minute, but I'm going to just pull them all right now. The ocean energy, the cups are ocean, water element, right? The swords are air element. Yeah, what to do first, exactly. All right. Now, here's a card we haven't seen in a while. I'm happy to see this card. The sun. Now, I will say though, I have to say something because this just makes me laugh. The sun, the solar flares have been off the charts this past weekend, and of course, a partial solar eclipse. The energy has been off the charts. So again, I'm just going to say that because I couldn't keep it in. And then yesterday I was having what I call rainbow season, literally rainbows where I was staying, dog sitting, beautiful view of the whole valley. The hours, I'm not kidding you, hours I watched the rainbow move across the valley, and it never ended until it got dark. It was amazing. Hours of rainbows. Pretty cool, right? And now, of course, there's snow this morning, but we won't go into that. So the sun. Again, put yourself into the card. What do you see? What do you notice? What do you feel? There are traditional meanings, of course, for all the tarot cards, but what is this for you today? Interesting. I will say this about the sun card. One of the meanings in traditional tarot is union. I don't know if y'all knew that, but union is a traditional meaning for the sun card. Connection, union. She does look like she's having a connection there with that sun. Something's happening. All right. So we're just going to go through this. I don't normally do this, but I think it's very interesting. Solar flares. This card, I mean, energy, right? Neptune, very watery, just moved into Aries. We have so much energy, so much fire energy. The sun, the partial solar eclipse. For those of you that can see the aurora borealis, it's been coming lower and lower. I don't know if you've been able to see it through the clouds, but there's a lot going on here that actually is actually happening right now in our world. So that fascinates me. But again, this is very action oriented. And that's something to kind of pick up on what we were talking about earlier before this. Okay, so thoughtfulness. I'm just going to do the easy peasy, right? Thoughtfulness, making a decision, taking action. Pretty straightforward. It's not always, and it doesn't have to be just that, but that is a way to look at that. Now, the thing is, what is on my mind? What am I thinking about? What are the visions that have come to me? What are my feelings about them? You know, is there anything getting in the way? Do I have any? Because he does look a little like, I'm not sure, right? But making that decision and feeling very free and very open, right? I haven't been able to look at the chat. Let me get back to the chat. So yeah, lots of energy here. Lots of good energy. So I guess I'll start with the obvious with the astrology. Neptune into Aries happened yesterday, last night. We're just at the very beginning, taking your visions and putting them into action. You have plenty of time. This is not a push. I was just talking about this. You don't let the Aries energy push you. You need to have your discernment. Saturn is still in Pisces. We have had this time to really deepen into our intuition. Neptune in Pisces has been, I think, a challenging time in some ways, especially if we, if there's challenges happening that we need to confront, changes, so forth, all of that. But here's the thing. It has also been a tremendously wonderful time for deepening our intuition, for listening to those messages. And now, very simply, we are beginning the era. It's an era because it's a lot of time, many, 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 many years. We are beginning the era of taking those visions, those ideas, and putting them into action. Okay, we are now there. This is the time. So this week begins that era. And again, it's really, I mean, we're going to go, Neptune's going to come into Aries and then it's going to go back into Pisces, then it's going to come back into Aries next year. This is literally just like, well, here's your little preview. It's like getting a trailer for a movie, which is very Neptunian. It's like getting a trailer for a movie that's coming out next year. Okay. But there's plenty to do right now. So you can test things, try them out, see if this works. Use your discernment, use your Saturn energy for discernment. Okay. And again, I did a much longer talk on this, but I think that's the essence. That's the answer. Okay. So we had another eclipse on Saturday. So we are still in eclipse season. We are still in the unfolding of energies. Many of you already know because of what I shared at the beginning that for me, this eclipse portal has brought some grief, losing friends who I think are way too young because they're my age and way too young. And where does that take me? The grief journey is very, very, very powerful. And so Neptune moving into Aries, the eclipses, shifting, change, what do we do within that? So the first step always, I think, especially with the Aries Pisces energy that we're working with right now, is to pause. How do I feel? And again, these cards are totally right on. How do I feel? What's happening? Right? Then take action from there. So eclipse energy unfolds over time. I've noticed that there's a lot of learning that has come in these last couple of weeks. So it may take even time to sort through that. Give yourself some time if you can. The thing about being in Aries season, and it's just going to build, is that we feel like we need to go fast. And I'm here to say, let's slow it down a little bit so that you can integrate. And that's really, I'm needing to say that to myself because my life is speeding up. So I'm like, wait, I need to take time. What does that look like? And I read a really great article written by one of our community members, reminding us, again, utilizing other people as sources, but reminding us, even if we just get up 5 minutes earlier, but we use that 5 minutes intentionally to just, in my case, literally just sit and listen, but to deepen, to connect. As long as we're being intentional with that 5 minutes, that can make a tremendous amount of difference. It's not like I need to take, I don't know, 2 months and go to Scotland. But, that's what I want to do right now. But, go to the island of Iona for a while. Next year, y'all can join me there. We'll go there next year and we'll be in contemplation. That will be fun. We'll do a contemplation in action retreat in Iona. Oh, that sounds good. Okay, we'll do that. All right. But that being said, there you go. Idea, action. But we don't need to do it right now. But what I can do is I can take 5 minutes, right? I can take 5 minutes and just be with the energies. One thing I've noticed for myself, and again, everybody has to choose what's right for them. With all of this energy, between the solar flares and the eclipses, I was not sleeping really well. So how do we work with that? Maybe I go to bed earlier. Maybe I take another extra walk during the day. We all need to find our path. I tend to focus on the somatic because I'm in a body, so my body is being affected. So what can I do for that? We have a guest coming next week who's here right now, who's going to be talking about crystals, and that's going to be super fun to be able to, because I didn't have my selenite with me. I think I need to pack it. And our guest can talk about that next week. Maybe make a note, put a pin in that. Yeah. That having these around there, we're not making this up. And this is the thing, like this is real. This is like a physical experience. And these crystals have different vibrational energies, different frequencies, and they have physical qualities as well. So little things. What are the little things that will help as we continue to integrate eclipse energy? There's so much that I've been hearing about from so many people. And I just want to say, just stay with it. I know that many people question, am I really having this experience? Is this really true? Am I making this up? Even I have those questions, right? Not a bad thing when Marianne, who's on the call right now, when Marianne and I spoke a couple weeks ago, that's one of the things when you start receiving visits from those on the other side, you're like, am I making this up? No, you're not. So I gave a pretty good story, which you can listen to in the YouTube, but trust. Neptune was in Pisces a long time. The whole idea was to help develop the energy. You're not making it up. Now, if you need help and support to move through it, yes, grab that. That's important. Reach out for that. I have all kinds of support in my life. I have lots of mentors, lots of people I call colleagues, friends. It takes a village for each of us to work with the energies that are here right now. Right now, Okay, so that's one. I knew this was going to happen during this call. Forgive me, this is only going to tell you how far behind I am, because I want you to know that up until a few months ago, this always had said 0. But in this moment, I have 4,444 emails to respond to. So 4444. Yay! I knew that would happen. Okay. Oh, and no, this is no joke. I've really got to pay attention to this. This is the moment, pay attention to the signs. 4,444 emails and 4 text messages. So it's 4444. So here's the deal. This is clear. Anytime you're getting messages, stop, pause, connect. What is happening? So for me, the 4s represent the divine feminine. Now, 4s in another way represent foundations and structures, but when you see 444 or 44444, that's the divine feminine energy wanting to flow, wanting to communicate. Okay. I ask for some, clarity. It's right there. So this is an example of how we use our tools, how we use our Neptunian tools in Aries. We pay attention, right? We pay attention. Okay. Wow. That's pretty cool. I love it. All right. So this week, just looking at some notes here. One of the things about having had an Aries partial solar eclipse is that it does herald new beginnings. Now, as I've shared, I'm processing some endings, right? Which in that case, for them, those are new beginnings. It's just not feeling that way for me right now. But where are there new beginnings that want to start in your life? Again, where are some things that want to be brought into the world from you? Or where is it that you just need to notice that it's already there, right? Sometimes it's not about doing. Actually, a lot of times it's not about doing, it's about the non-doing, right? So in an eclipse season, one of the things that happens, and in this case, I feel like it could be very fortuitous, is things that you don't even know you wanted show up. Okay. So that's fun. So I would look for that. I would, don't have expectations, but be aware. Notice the 4s that go right across the bottom of the screen and is like, are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Notice what's there for you. Notice any new things that are showing up. It's very often that Aries energy with the new, especially with that 0 point Aries that we were in over the weekend, or last week, that 0 point Aries brings fortuitous change. These eclipses have the possibility of bringing fortuitous change. All right. So why not go with that? I'm into that. I'm thinking fortuitous change sounds good. Okay. Now, some other things that are starting this week, I don't want to get too technical, but I've already brought up Saturn and discernment, right? So Saturn is responsibility, structure, goal-oriented, doing well, being excellent, movement forward in a very committed way, right? Commitment. That's Saturn. And then Uranus, which I think we've talked about in the past, Uranus energy is very unsettled. It's restless. It's about freedom. It wants to open us up. It wants to awaken us to new ideas, new ways of being. And it's fast. Saturn is slow. Uranus is fast. Okay. Those two are coming into a really powerful and fortuitous, my new word for today, um, relationship. They're having conversation, and this conversation goes on and on and on, I think until January of next year. So it's just beginning this week. That's pretty cool. And this conversation, I want you to think about it. 2 energies that are very different, but they come together to support bringing new ideas and innovations in. So it's a theme. It's not just in the Neptune Aries, it's in the Saturn Uranus. For those of you that have had Saturn conjunct your Uranus or Uranus conjunct your Saturn in your natal chart, one thing you can track back is that at that moment in time, and usually it's a several months situation, new ideas just came pouring through. Things just were like boom, boom, boom. Super fun to look at that in your charts. When I had Uranus conjunct my natal Saturn, and when I had the transiting Saturn conjunct my natal Uranus, I had them at the same time. And I was able to bring out into the world a training program that had everything to do with the divine feminine. So perhaps the universe is saying, maybe I need to bring that back. I don't know, perhaps. I'm just saying there's signs everywhere. And the energy of having these two planets talking to each other until January of next year in a really tight conversation. They're planning something for each of us, right? There's something we're wanting to bring forward. I think another way to look at it is Saturn is very much about the reality, the realistic, right? And Uranus is very much about the awakening and the higher consciousness. So you can ask yourself, how do I, each of us, how do I bring this higher consciousness into form? How do I take this inner awakening? Again, another Neptunian to Aries situation, but also Saturn Uranus. How do I take this inner awakening and bring it into my world in the highest and best way with grace and ease and joy and pleasure? How do I do that? What is the first next step that I can take? And it, one step at a time. There's time. I know, here's the thing about Uranus. Uranus, like I was saying, Aries moves fast. Well, Uranus is like, a lot of energy. It's very electric. It's electric. Let yourself feel it and take your time. Saturn will be there to have your back. Take your time. And literally, Saturn rules the spine. So literally, Saturn will be there and will have your back. Okay. All right. Another thing that's happening this week, which is again, is it a small thing, big thing? It's happening today, tomorrow, a little bit the next day. Venus is conjunct the North Node, Venus retrograde. She'll be back because she's only retrograde, so she'll be back to conjunct the North Node again when she's direct. I love this energy. I love the Venus conjunct this North Node and Pisces energy. There's so much divine energy. And by the way, those fours have not gone away. They're still there. That divine feminine energy is there for us to deepen into. It's very, very powerful. And I love that we have that energy with us this week, very specifically. Okay. There's a level of love that comes in, divine love, human love. There's a level of honoring our paths, and having compassion for ourselves, but also for others. Okay. Then on Thursday, the retrograde Mercury conjuncts the North Node. Now, this is a really good day for messages from the other realms, from your intuition, from your higher self, but listening on Thursday, listening. Daydream, take a nap. Einstein believed in napping, right? Best thing could be done for creating new things. I'm sure Da Vinci napped. I'm sure all those who brought forth great things in our world napped. So don't be afraid to take a nap on Thursday or any other day for that matter. Okay, then yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end for today. Overall, the energy of the week is a lot of energy. And Yes, I'm looking up the nap comments here. Oh, I like that. That's yours. You get that one. Make it real. That was your divine idea on this day. Make it real. All of this energy that we have, take your time, give yourself time to integrate. I know a lot of us have a lot going on, so it's not necessarily maybe like practical, but make it practical, right? Make it practical. Give yourself what you need. Let things unfold. Know that there is divine grace here in this energy field, a lot of it. And we'll trust that our ideas and thoughts, blended with our feelings and emotions, help us choose the action that we're going to take. Okay? So that's how I'm going to end for today. And I'm going to stop the recording.